Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Educator's Voice. Today, we are going to talk about an interesting topic that has shaped the modern education systems all over the world, and is standardized testing. But first, let meet the members of the team. I want to start, and my name is Valentina Maestre Mejia. I'm 20 years old and I'm in my sixth semester of a bachelor's degree in Spanish and English. And as a future teacher, I want to know with this course how standardized testing can impact in the learning of students.
Hello, my name is Juan Ángel Murillo Mora. I'm 20 years old, and I'm in my seventh semester of League in Spanish and English. In this course, I want to better understand how standardized tests work and learn how to assess a student in a fair and meaningful way.
Hi, my name is Dana Granada Chinchilla. I'm 19 years old. I'm in my sixth semester of a bachelor's degree in Spanish and English. And through this course, I want to understand how standardized assessment really work and learn how to assess students.
Hello, my name is Triana Becerra Armenta. I'm 19 years old. I'm also in the sixth semester of a bachelor's degree in Spanish and English. And my expectation of this course is to learn about assessment, testing, and their importance and application in education. So, these are some of the topics we will be discussing today. Then we can begin. Most of us have taken at least one standardized test in our lives, but I can assure you that you have never wondered where this system actually came from, or if it actually measures what it claims to measure.
Exactly, standardized testing often feels like a normal part of education, but historically it has deeper and complex background.
And beyond that story, there are also some important technical and ethical issues we need to think about, especially if we really want to question how far the system are and what they mean of the quality of the education.
Well, one of the most important aspects that we need to understand about standardized testing is its history. Because it began in ancient China, where civil service exams were used for selecting government officials, and it was based on their understanding or their knowledge about the Confucian philosophy and poetry.
Which is wonderful because even then, meritocracy was the objective, selecting people based on their knowledge instead of taking into account their family background.
During the 20th century, Alfred Binet developed one of the first intelligence tests, and later the Stanford Binet test in the United States.
And that really marked a turning point. Then stopped focusing only on specific content knowledge and started aiming to measure cognitive ability, something much more abstract and rooted in psychology.
And another contribution to the history was made by Horace Mann, who introduced written exams in the United States, and it was to achieve a more objective evaluation.
Then, during World War I, the Army Alpha and Beta tests were used to assess soldiers. That's when standardized testing became a large scale with the development of the IBM 805 computer.
After some time, exams like the SAT and ACT emerged and becoming the key requirement for university admissions.
So what started as a tool for fairness gradually became a powerful gatekeeping mechanism for higher education.
Now, before we figure out whether the system works or not, we need to break down something important. Testing is not the same as assessment.
Testing refers to formal structured exam given at a specific moment in time.
Assessment, on the other hand, is continued. It includes projects, participation, feedback, and overall development.
So it's not possible for schools to depend on these types of tests because they only care about performance on a specific day and not about long-term learning.
Of course, this distinction matters because education isn't just about isolated performance, it's about constant growth.
Well, based on the principles of testing and assessment, there are five core principles every good test should meet: validity, reliability, authenticity, practicality, and washback.
Okay, let's start with validity. In simple terms, it's about asking, does the test really measure what it say it measures? When we talk about content validity, we mean whether the exam actually reflects what the students were taught in class.
And this relates to construct validity, which asks if the exam truly measures specific skills such as critical thinking or analytical ability.
Reliability is related to the consistency of the test. If different markers rate the same exam, that's inter-rater reliability. If the same marker rates consistently over time, that's intra-rater reliability.
Authenticity is about realism. Are students performing tasks that reflects real life application, or are they just selecting answers while working alone?
Then there's practicability. Things like time, cost, and how easy is it score. A test might be valid and relatable, but if it's too expensive, takes too long, or is difficult to administer effectively, it quickly become a problem in real education settings.
And finally, we have washback, and is based on how tests can influence the teaching and learning
This is
process.
where we often see unexpected consequences.
To be balanced, standardized tests give clear results that allows comparisons across schools and even countries.
It can also help to promote accountability. Policymakers, for example, can use the result to identify which institution might need extra support or resources.
This has some limitations because a standardized test only measures performance on one day, and aspects such as stress or anxiety are not taken into account.
And the student's performance is influenced by more than school teaching. Socioeconomic status, access to tutoring, and family support all play a role.
So we have to ask, are these tests measuring academic knowledge, or are they in other way measuring privilege?
Another concept is what we call teaching to the test. When a school funding or reputation depends heavily on test results, there's a tendency to narrow the curriculum and focus only on the material that will be evaluated, instead of promoting broader and deeper learning.
Course one, and this can reduce critical thinking, real learning experience, and creativity.
This means that a tool designed to upgrade education can sometimes limit it.
So, what do you think? Should standardized tests disappear completely?
Probably not. When used responsibly, they can provide useful benchmarks.
In my opinion, I think that the problem is not the test itself, but yes, the total dependence on it.
Well, education is multifaceted. It encompasses cognitive development, emotions, and collaboration, aspects that are almost impossible to measure in multi choice formats.
I consider maybe the real solution is balance, using standardized measures with other ways to evaluate learning.
That way, testing becomes just one piece of the puzzle rather than the whole picture, a to inform decision, not only measure of learning.
Well, so in conclusion, we can say that standardized testing has initiated with the goal of creating objective and
As time
fairness.
went by, it became a powerful educational mechanism that defines opportunities all around the world.
Yes, its value depends on how critically and responsibility we implement it.
And in the end, the real question isn't whether we should measure learning, it's how we can do it in a way that doesn't reduce a student to just number on a page. Thank you for listening. Join us next time as we continue exploring the world of education. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.